The practice of mental development is not difficult. First, aim to uphold the 5 precepts. Second, dedicate time each day to formal practice. There's no need to meditate before bedtime, as many people tend to feel too sleepy then. Instead, try practicing in the morning. Consider waking up 15 to 20 minutes earlier to allow time for your practice. Throughout the day, whenever you have some free time and are not engaged in work that demands your thoughts, continue practicing. When I worked for the government, before I became a monk, my workload was intense and stressful. My mind was often fully absorbed in work. Once every hour, I would take a short toilet break to pee. When I got up from my desk and walked to the toilet, I would observe the body as I was not yet able to observe the mind. When you're unable to observe the mind, shift your awareness to the body. When the mind is too chaotic to observe, simply be aware of the body as it moves, like watching your hand in motion. When we get up, the hands will move first, followed by the legs. The hands move, then the body rises and walks to the toilet. As the body walks, observe its movements. As the mind serves as the observer, you will gain strength from your concentration. When we stand and pee, observe the body standing. Once you're done, notice the feeling of relief. Now you've already shifted back to observing the mind. By observing the body's movements, the mind gradually gains energy, allowing you to finally notice that the mind feels relieved. When you're done peeing, do you feel relieved? I'd like to know, who feels worried after peeing? Raise your hand, you weirdos. People generally feel happy and relieved after peeing. That's why we Thais call the toilet the happy sukha room, because you feel happy after using it. You feel happy after peeing, so be aware that you are happy. As you walk back to your desk, you can already observe your mind clearly. Whenever you cannot observe your mind, focus on observing the body. In everyday life, when awareness of the mind is difficult, observe the body instead. As the mind gains strength, it will eventually be able to observe itself. This is the principle of practice. In daily life, if you find it hard to observe the mind, be aware of the body. If even observing the body becomes too difficult, stay with Buddho and your breath. Practice calmness meditation. Can you do this? Chanting Buddho as you walk or engage in other activities? Keep chanting Buddho as your calmness practice. If the mind has sufficient strength in daily life, observe the mind at work. When the mind comes into contact with an object, and then any feeling or reaction arises, be aware of it. If you cannot be aware of the changes in the mind, then observe the body. If neither is possible, continue with your calmness practice. Chant Buddho, 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 or focus on the sensation of breathing in and breathing out. Keep practicing your calmness meditation this way. Your practice should be non-stop. If neither the mind nor the body can be observed, do not discontinue your practice. Keep maintaining your calmness meditation. Be careful when driving or crossing the street. Discontinue your calmness practice during these moments. Otherwise, if your mind enters jhana, the next thing you know, you could already be in a different realm. A car may have already run you over. It's important to know the appropriate time and place for calmness meditation. I've explained how to incorporate the practice into daily life, so now go and do it. If during the day you have 5 minutes, practice for 5 minutes. If in the next hour you have another 3 minutes, practice for 3 minutes. Keep collecting these small moments of practice. If you can accumulate 5 minutes every hour, after 12 hours, you'll have completed 1 full hour of practice. And 1 full hour of practice is not insignificant. On a regular day, we often can't find time to practice for even an hour. But if you can accumulate 5 minutes every hour, after 12 hours, you'll have 1 full hour of practice. This increases your total practice time. If throughout the day you keep accumulating moments of practice, by the end of the day, you'll have enough energy to not fall asleep. This is because during the day, you've been steadily recharging yourself whenever you get a chance. Even at bedtime, that power remains. Then, you can do your formal practice in the evening. Otherwise, you may not have any energy left. Bangkokians are like birds with broken wings, struggling just to make it home. It gets very hard to practice then, especially if you decide to hang out after work. You can forget about practicing. You'll fall asleep the moment your head hits the pillow. Sometimes you're so drained that you fall asleep even before reaching your bed. Train yourself. If you want good results, uphold the 5 precepts. Do your formal practice every day. When you have free time, practice. Also, set aside a fixed time as an anchor for your practice, at least once a day. During daily life, if you cannot do anything else, maintain your calmness meditation. This will allow you to accumulate spare energy. The rest of the time, practice mindfulness by observing the changes in your mind as you go about your day. If you can do this, liberation is not difficult to attain. Now, go ahead, have your breakfast, but don't stop your practice while eating. Some people feel relieved after leaving the hall and stop practicing right away. Don't think I wouldn't see that.